odd how we seen, remember that happened, Gal Gadot's birthday at 2018? I believe it was late April, early May. I remember that used to be that time.
Or
The Snyder Cut. Remember the pic where it was, a deleted scene of Wonder Woman where she,
oh,
wasn't
you mean
in.
the pictures that pretty much is the teaser that we just got, like the
Yeah,
same. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, what do you take from the whole teaser? Like, like what do you take from just a little 30-second tease we got? For me, what I took from it is like this is pretty much a Zack Snyder movie, and it's pretty much a real, connection to Batman v Superman. It's like so much just from that 30-second clip that we got. Like, what's your take on it?
well, my take on it is that it feels like it is the connection of BVS of the same universe we all know and love, and plus, you would know it is like the what term he's talking about, and also what idea of how we were supposed to have Wonder Woman supposed to be the god of the killer god, and she met an old god, but now she has now seen never heard of a new.
Really scared on that fight.
No,
It looked like she was having fun, but in this tease, her seeing Darkseid, she looks so scared. Like she kind of knows somehow that this is something else. This is something that we all should be afraid of.
like okay, like new god. Okay, she never faced against you know those kinds of creatures. She only met with old gods, but she never
True,
ever
true. Yeah,
knew
this is
met,
new guys. Yeah,
she never met like new gods because new gods are different than old gods because old gods are like the similar strength in powers as she has.
and I
But new
mean, and what we know of, because we're not sure. Maybe her finding out like what is the motivation for him, like what is he doing, you know, like what is he trying to do? Like maybe she finds out what Darcy's trying to do. Maybe that's what's freaking her out, you know, even more, if anything.
and knowing about that dark side has been Earth since like very long time ago, including the Martians, the Atlanteans, and also many more people did came Earth that weren't from Earth, but apparently different Earths before. And it's not how we never noticed on the paintings, the X's. I thought those were spacecrafts, but it turns out they could have been like Martians were there on Earth.
I didn't even thought about that. I mean, who really knows? Again, like, even though we kind of think we know some stuff, we still haven't seen this. We don't know anything about this movie
Of
whatsoever.
course not.
And on top of that, knowing that Snyder is trying to add more to it, and probably going back to the scarier stuff, that we were gonna get before everything happened. I think we're really gonna get almost everything. Like, it's gonna be brand new in this movie, something
Yeah,
that we haven't seen at all.
nothing at all from what we saw from Justice League. Like we never understood about. Okay, what did the lines from the old gods and everything from the that history place, did they have their lines there or not? Because apparently that version of God didn't explain pretty much what was inside the boxes. It was just like, oh, he's just gonna make a portal, but what was the
But what
reason?
what was yeah? There was like what was really his motivation? Like, again, it's pretty much that whole movie doesn't make any sense. Like what you were saying, not even the history lesson in the movie makes no sense whatsoever. The moment we get to see this history lesson is something that's gonna be brand new, and I'm pretty sure something that we still don't even know for sure what it is.
Yeah, and then plus everything from what we don't know about from Justice League is just like it's like we lost like a lot of important scenes, important dialogues.
Yeah,
And second of all,
yeah.
how did Wonder Woman from Justice League knew about that lesson? Because the truth is, I'm pretty sure the mom kept a lot of secrets on about secrets around her not to know everything, like not knowing about her biological dad is actually Zeus.
Yeah,
Or
I mean, and again, would they actually know about the new gods?
they wouldn't know about new gods. I mean,
They wouldn't know, right?
Wonder Woman does not know anything about new gods. She only knows about too much of old gods and religion.
Yeah.
Maybe she's been into, American and
But what about the the like the Amazons? Like, they won't even know about that either, right?
um
That we know of.
any of the older Amazons, like
Maybe the
Hip-
older ones, yeah. Maybe.
yeah, Heptalia. She knows about the new gods, including Wonder Woman's trainer. She would know about it.
Yeah.
They would know about new gods and old gods. And apparently they've been there, and also they know what was there, and they don't want to talk about it.
There's so much. I believe, like, when it comes to this movie, that history lessons kind of be a lot. You know, it's pretty much kind of set up the past and set up what's coming also, like way more.
And also pretty much of how did how the company, like how Star Labs managed to take their hands on a mother box that was buried by the Man tribe. I mean, remember in Wonder Woman deleted scene where it was supposed to be end credits?
Yeah. In Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman 2017 one, that the Blu-ray bonus content.
Yeah, was there a scene for that?
It was an Etta Candy and the rest of the team were gonna go get some artifacts, and it was classified that this thing has power and they don't know what's inside of it. So they're gonna retreat it.
Because I know of, pretty much what I know about Wonder Woman, 2017 was the third act was different. Like this, they changed that whole third act in the last minute. Because I believe that should have been like a darker scene, right? That we know of from pictures and all that. Because I mean, Ares supposed to look like scarier and all that stuff.
He's supposed to have some kind of skull in his head. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, they even made figures for that I remember.
Yeah.
I remember his figure design was completely different, and that's pretty much the design that we're supposed to get in Justice League. I believe that's the real design we're gonna get in Justice League for sure.
Yeah, and apparently I'm supposed to think that in Etta Candy and the rest of the team we're supposed to have that kind of end credit scene connecting to Justice League.
It's just insane, going back to Warner Brothers, how they really messed up this whole universe. Everything was gonna be so, it was gonna be connected really, really good, even better than the MCU, to be honest. But they really messed all that up.
Yeah, and apparently I want to see Justice League to be great and be freaking fantastic. Even though I don't want to see Thor Ragnarok back then, but I was hyped to see Justice League to be good. But since that film went to bad, it's like, what have they done to this film to become some kind of something val to look at?
I mean, I don't understand. I still don't understand how they really, when it came to Justice League 2017, how they ended up releasing that movie the way it is. Like, did they look at it, in the studio and be like, okay, that's good. That's good to release in theaters. Like, who the hell thought about releasing that movie looking that bad? The way Superman looked, the face looked all like horrible with CGI, and the whole movie, the color palette and everything. It was just it was like, if anything, a straight to DVD. How they ended up making this movie look of how bad it looks. That blows my mind.
I don't know, but I can only blame one person, a few people I know who was responsible. I blame not only to Josh Whedon, but I blame Jeff, Kevin Toshihara, John Berg.
Because Toshihara was the one he was the greedy one, right? He was doing it for money.
He wanted for his Christmas bonus or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we got from that, the info. So he was the greedy one. Jeff John was the one doing all this because he wanted to take over the universe. he wanted to like make, have his own MCU. And Jaws, I don't really know his motivation. What was his whole point? Like, to be honest, do anybody knows like why he messed up this movie that bad? Like,
I don't.
how do you take a movie from Zack Snyder, a visual director the way he is, you can love or hate Zack Snyder, but at the end of the day, when you watch a Zack Snyder movie, he's amazing with visuals and the way his movie looks and all that. So how do you take that from him and turn it into what they did with Justice League? It just blows my mind, to be honest.
I don't know, man. It's just that it's like it's like these morons just think that
They think they're
MCU
better.
films or and the nostalgia stuff, like all that stuff from the 70s and 80s were golden times. But the truth is, those films never aged up well. And plus, second of all, we all grew up watching the Justice League animated series, and that was dark as we know of.
Yeah, yeah, but that still kind of gets me up when it comes to fake DC fans, because they'd be like, oh, they should do a Justice League movies like the way the animated was. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Zack Snyder was doing, because I mean, even when you watch Man of Steel, to me, it feels like I'm watching the Superman animated show. It just blows my mind that we still got some DC fans that they don't see that. They're so blind. I don't know if they're blind by hating Zack Snyder or something, but they don't see what. To me, that's what I see. I don't know about you, but I see that Zack Snyder was actually doing all this stuff for the real fans, and you still got haters just hating on him for no reason whatsoever.
And one thing is that Man of Steel is attributing of Christopher Reeve's version of the first two films that was directed by
Yeah,
Donner. I mean, you think Zack
it's
Snyder?
just it's that, but just a modern version.
Yeah,
It's a newer version.
he's just like like giving us how Richard Donner's introducing us Superman, not just doing a rehash of or continuing the dumb version of how the reboot is.
Yeah, and it was the origin, and it's like you said, you have Saw, you have Fiora, you have the bad guys from Superman 2. You know, if anything, that should have been like a love letter to every DC fan, but for some reason they just started following other people's opinions and reading critics and reviews, and that just that got underway and they got blind. They didn't really sit down and watch the movie, for the way it's supposed to be. It's a modern version, it's a modern movie for Superman. At the same time, you still have all these people talking like they want a new Superman movie, that will fit in this new era. Well, that's exactly what Snyder was doing. So I don't understand, like, what are they asking for? It's like they don't even know what they want.
I don't know, dude, but the truth is, the difference between about Man of Steel versus, Superman Returns is that Superman Returns felt like a reboot, like a dumb version.
And they were doing, and it wasn't only, it was like a soft reboot, but at the same time, they were trying to make that movie like a sequel to the old movies.
Yeah, it's like that.
Because they were, from what I remember, I was reading, I read some places that's supposed to be like Superman 3. Like they were actually trying to follow what came before when it came to the old movies.
Oh, like it's supposed to be like a Richard Donner universe way.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were doing with that movie. And why it didn't work? It didn't work because it doesn't fit this modern world, this new era. It's not gonna work. These fake fans that think they know Superman, they think that's gonna work. For now, it's not gonna work. It didn't work with Superman Returns. What makes you think it's gonna work if they try to do that again?
And I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen. The same thing about Superman and Lois CW show, because for one,
I mean that might be different because they already have their fan base, and that's on TV. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not the same when it comes to box office, and it's straight to TV. But now, if they try to do that for like cinema, like theaters, it will not work. It's a different audience when it comes to that.
Yeah, and apparently the fan base, the so-called fan base, are not going to defend the series to have a million views when it's just going to be dropping like it's going to, and its ratings is going to go drops very slowly, and it's going to hit very rock bottom
Yeah,
when there's not
it,
a lot of fandom.
yeah, and it's just insane because it's like you said, the fan base. It goes back to the fan base of when it comes to the fan base of DC. It's we are a very weird fan base. Like we know what we want because we're real. To me, we're like the true, DC fans. Um, when it comes to like everybody else, they don't really know. Like it's like saying, why would not anybody want the Zack Snyder Justice League when you're gonna have Darkseid, you're gonna have the Martian Manhunter, you're gonna have Superman on the black suit, you're gonna have all this stuff that any DC fan will cry for. So you still get this so-called DC fans that they don't want this movie to happen. Why would you not want to see this? Like, does that make any sense to you?
No, and I don't get the point of one thing is that you say Zack Snyder's cut does not exist. I believe the Zack Snyder cut does exist because one, he had a lot of scenes that were better shot, and second of all, those clips we saw, that cannot be a coincidence. Those are just test, tests,
People are saying like this now you have all these people just spreading BS like, oh, these are just scenes that he was just testing back in 2016. No, he actually finished the movie in late 2016. Like he finished doing the whole filming of the movie, and at the same time we go back to like, because there's a lot of theories going on out there, and which I believe they are true. Where Zack Snyder finally noticed that the studio was kind of messed up his movie, he started filming some of the same scenes more than once, like 2 takes for each scene, because he already knew that the studio was already going to that different path of destroying his movie. And I'm guessing that's the reason, that's how we're gonna end up seeing his true version. Because again, it's like, how do I explain this? Like the black suit for Superman, they actually made that suit for real, and we still haven't seen it. But they made that back in 2015, 2016, because even Henry Cavill teased that suit all the way back
yeah,
then.
on Instagram.
And I'm sorry.
I said that was on his Instagram page.
Exactly.
It was like
exactly. That's exactly my point. And on top of that, it's like you even have the photographer for the movie. He came out like 2 years ago saying that they filmed Henry with the suit on, back then, and we never saw any of that footage. And until this day, we still haven't seen any of that footage. So again, I believe that makes my many theories true. Like like Sykes filming some of these scenes twice, one for the studio and one for his true version, and that's how we're gonna end up getting his true version in 2021, because he already did that back in 2016. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean that is 100% true, and he doesn't. There's things he does not have to repeat twice or many times, because we all know it. The black suit scenes does exist because we have reliable resources that did set that.
The
Henry's
photographer said it.
also
The person that worked in the movie said that back in like a year, 2 years ago. I mean, what more proof do you need? It's insane that people still don't, they still don't believe like, oh, he's getting millions of dollars to actually do reshoots or, finish his movie. Like his movie is done. What he's doing now is just doing additional scenes to pretty much do his true version that he wanted to do, to finish his true version. Doesn't mean that his movie wasn't done, because it's been done since all the way back to 2016. But people want to spread all that BS like, oh no, it wasn't done.
It's really BS, dude, is that they say that, oh, that pic of Zach Henry in black suit pic on Davero saying it's
Yeah.
photoshopped. I'm like, this photoshopped? How is it very photoshopped when basically everyone does that all the time? But that pic is not even Photoshop. It's just well angled and very well lighted.
Yeah. 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 I mean, that's true. But I still, to be honest, I still feel like we still haven't seen like no true footage with him on the black suit. But I do believe that they did film, all that stuff with the black suit
Yeah,
on.
yeah, I think there is plenty of good footages of black suit Superman, and apparently it's just that we don't have any great clips yet. We just need to wait and see if there will be some clips, or we just have to watch the whole film soon.
Yeah, and that's like going back to like, so there's so many theories going on right now. Because I mean, honestly, it's like the way Zack Snyder just released that teaser in on Thursday. It was a little weird, To me, it's kind of like, first of all, since when does Snyder release a trailer during the week? It usually does do stuff like around Sundays. And my theory to all that is like, wait, he released this trailer like right 5 weeks before Justice Con. The way I take that is we have 5 more heroes to get a lot of teasers for, because we just got Wonder Woman. So meaning we're probably gonna have Batman, Flash, Aquaman, Superman, and Cyborg next, like little teasers just like that one before going towards Justice Con. Like, what do you think about that? That's my theory, the way I take that.
I think I do like the idea of your theory too, dude. But I'm guessing we're gonna be waiting till each hero we know from the cast are gonna post it on their Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter page.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just gonna be waiting till one of each post them.
And again, this is not me confirming anything, because I don't know nothing. I don't really personally know Snyder. I'm not trying to confirm anything. That's just a theory. And again, we will know this week. If when it comes to Wednesday or Thursday and there's nothing, well, that theory is just a theory. It's wrong.
Yeah, no. So we just, sometimes he could either he can post anything he wants, man. It's just
exactly. Yeah, you're right about that.
It's just that
to me, it was just a little weird. That teaser. Just, I'm pretty sure, because I mean, at the same time, there's a lot of rumors going around from some people out there that Snyder actually has a bunch of teasers already. Like he finished. He put together a bunch of teasers like back in May, so they're being ready. He can post them at any time.
Yeah.
So it's not just that one teaser we got. That's why hopefully I'm not trying to expect more, but at the same time I'm expecting a lot of teasers from now on, to be honest. But that's just me.
Yeah, it's just that we all are not expecting anything at all. It's just that we're all at month we're just waiting for Justice Con to come in, and plus
we're just hungry at this moment.
We're just waiting and waiting.
We know we're about to eat good. We're just very hungry. That's all. All right, yes. I hear you now. All right, that was on my side.
Sorry about that. It's just that my internet's acting dumb, but
you're fine, man. I have problems with my internet too, so don't worry about it. But yeah, so like I was saying, I don't know if you heard, because Wonder Meg and Nerd Queens, they have been in a couple of videos lately. They've pretty much been talking about some more stuff for Justice Con. They're just saying to just be ready for all this stuff. They're gonna get together with Into the People again and have more like shirts and all the stuff like that.
What I hope for the ink, the people is give us like more designs, and possibly good designs, and also have some like, how should I say, HBO appreciations, like other designs other than saying I love HBO Max. Maybe have ZS's JL only on HBO Max.
Yeah, like maybe have that on the side, like saying only HBO Max, but like on the side of the shirt. That would be nice, or the back.
Yeah, and like that kind of merchandise And also, always want to know, I always hope that, Tom McFarlane does is that he makes, like I said, the action figures of Justice League Snyder Cut, because, not only adding like, you would not want Justice League characters, you just want, like, the deleted scene things that were in Justice League.
Yeah, exactly. It's not only, and that's something we talked about the video before. Like, to me, I want parademons, like very good details parademons from the Snyder universe. I want a Doomsday figure. I want Darkseid. It's not only about the heroes. I love my villains too when it comes to that. Like what kind of figures would you like from the Snyderverse, like the Snyder universe? You hear me?
Yeah, and apparently, like we have. Hold on. What about now?
Good. I hear you.
I mean, the only thing action figure. I mean, personally, I'd rather have the black suit Superman, Darkseid, the original design of Steppenwolf.
Oof,
What
that would
else?
that would be sick. That would be so
Oh yeah.
sick. Like the
What about
original
Martian?
design of Steppenwolf. I want the four-arms cyborg. I really hope we're getting that in the movie, because if we do get in the movie, I'm pretty sure we'll get a figure out of that. The armor suit of the Flash is pretty badass too.
And also maybe also Martian and Manhunter in that
Yes, yes,
movie
like
version of
from the
Martian and
Justice
Manhunter.
League. Yes, I love me. I really feel like, um, especially the Martian, to me, has always been a very underrated um, character. I feel like he don't get enough love when it comes to a DC character.
Yep. What else we can see? I always want to know what was want to know. Remember in October 2017 about that teaser trailer that was aired on New York City Comic Con?
Which year?
It was 2017 Comic Con, New York City Comic Con. Remember there was a scene where normal face Henry was there, but remember that one, the ring scene?
Yeah, yeah.
I
For
was wondering why the hell.
Go ahead.
I always wonder why did they show that scene in the first place when you're not gonna show that in the scene from the film. Like what was the point of having that scene from a month later? You just butchered it and cut it.
That was for what? Justice League?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think which scene. Which scene are you talking about? Trying to kind of like remember.
Remember what is that scene where Lois comes out the bar, the Kent farmhouse?
Oh yes, yes, that one where Clark is outside.
Yeah, and apparently he says.
I mean,
The
if you really want to talk about that, it's like when you watch the TV spots, like commercials on the TV for the movie, they keep releasing like newer footage from like the Snyder cut during when the movie was already released, and those footage were not in the movie at all. It's like, to me, it's crazy how nobody didn't thought about that and tried to like get Warner Brothers in trouble, because they were really, it was a false you know advertisement when it comes to selling the movie. They were really selling that movie in a very fake way, for the fans. They were showing all these beautiful scenes and all this stuff that was never in the movie. Like, how the hell they don't get in trouble for that?
I don't know, but dude, I think AT&T were hyped to see the original version. I think AT&T team wanted to were showing all the good stuff too. I mean, And I'm pretty sure that AT&T did not know anything, the real behind the scenes. I mean, about the Justice League, the
Could
official
be.
one.
I mean, again, there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scene, and again, AT&T is just a business too. They love money, and we all know that's one of probably the main reasons why the Snyder Cut is happening. And again, whoever's running the channel for AT&T and HBO Max, I feel like they're really true fans for DC because they have the way they be replying to fans on Twitter and all that. It's like they even know their characters. You talk
Not
about a character and they know you're talking about Darkseid. And they reply you with a Darkseid gif or anything like that. It's like they know exactly what they're talking about and they know what's in the movie. It's like they're really on it.
not to mention about this Jason guy who's the Warner Media executives. It's I always he's more likable than the old execs we had. At least
Or
at
yeah,
least he's reachable on Twitter.
yeah. Yeah, I just love the way they're just handling everything. The way they are reaching out, the way they are talking to us, the way they are replying. Because to me, I feel like since the beginning, Warner Brothers never did that with us. They never
Oh
really they never really connected with the real fans.
no,
And HBO Max and AT&T are the one really doing that.
yeah, and apparently they just have for example, pretty much we use their internet service and phone service,
Yeah,
to use social media and everything.
yeah.
Would know about being they've been knowing us since pretty much even tagging them and messaging them since
Yeah,
well
I'm pretty sure they probably get the whole status when it comes to that.
yeah, and
That makes sense because I never even thought about that. Now that you brought it up, they will actually understand the numbers when it comes to that. So imagine when we broke the internet in on November 2019, and they saw those numbers, millions and millions of hashtags, coming out and all that stuff. That was probably the very moment they were like, we need to go ahead and release this movie.
yeah, and we had to make grab AT&T's attention, flooded with the hashtag, and also get local news to cover the story of it. Like for example, a lot of news in Chicago, the Chicago news covered it, the New York, pretty much everything covered the news about it. I
Yeah.
mean, have you seen the news at your local place? Covered the story about that.
I mean, I guess it's not really like where I live. It's not really big like that. But again, you know if it's something huge like a bigger city or a bigger place that cover it, that all that matters. And that's exactly what they did. You know, because again they're gonna go for the bigger outlets and all that stuff. And we did it, man. We hit that hard. We didn't get quiet. uh, we got louder. You know, if anything, we just keep getting louder and louder, and we just keep getting bigger and bigger. You know, I understand that a lot of people from the movement, the moment it was announced, they just left Twitter. The way I see that is because they were just tired of a lot of BS in the movement. Because again, into this day, it still bothers me that there's a lot of drama in this movement. There's still a lot of us. We should be on the same side. We should be celebrating. We should be happy right now. And you still have some people on the movement fighting and talking crap about other people and all that. Like, if we're in the
Yeah,
movement, we're in this together, and we already won. We should
yeah.
be celebrating every day until the movie comes out. So why are we still fighting? Why are we still trying to create drama and all that? Like, we
I don't
won. Like, cut that out.
I don't either, dude. It's just that it's I don't know
It's
what.
very childish to me, to be honest. Like, that's kid stuff. People need to grow up and stop that. We're better than that. That's the whole point of Snyder's movies too. He always has that message of like, we can do better. Because we are better than that. Especially the message from Batman v Superman. Like, you have people in the movement like, you guys forgot that the whole message from BVS at the end of the movie, so why are we still fighting each other on this movement? If we're on the same side, there's no point of fighting.
I don't even know, dude. And the real thing, guys, just said, it's just like, it's like, why is it that we're all just, being like against each other and making, rumors on each other on Twitter? And also,
And to me, it's like, I feel like, I don't know, this whole thing that they're going after Wonder Meg and the Nerd Queens. Why are you going after them? Because I feel like they're salty, like they're mad because they didn't get to talk to Snyder and plan something with the director. Is that why you're mad? Like, you should be happy that we're still gonna, this Justice Con is not really for Wonder Meg and the Nerd Queens. They got together and they created this for us. So why are you mad about it? That's gonna be for us, for the fans. You should be happy that we don't have to wait 2 months for the DC fandom. All we have is 1 month away for JusticeCon, and then the month after we're gonna get DC fandom. So if anything, we should be happier that we got 2 events on the way.
Yeah, we all should be happy about that. I mean, the Nerd Queens and Meg Wonder is that we all prefer, they're the ones who had, great passion. Also gave up the great sponsor of the American Foundation.
They're the one that created they got together with Into the People. They're the one that created all that.
And
it's like we got these shirts. You got the shirt on and all that, thanks to them.
Yeah, and plus even the Nerd Queens, sold T-shirts at 2018 Comic-Con. They sold the shirts out.
Yeah.
We got and we got the.
I don't know if they sold. I think they were just giving shirts away.
Yeah, either sold or gave shirts away.
Yeah, it was because they were doing it to get more people in the movement. That's what they were doing it for. They're not doing none of this for money. They're doing this for the movement. Because again, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for Zack. I'm not really here for nobody here. We should be on the movement for Zack Snyder and his family, and and to get his movie released. That's what we're doing. We're doing that for him. We're not doing that for us. And especially all the horrible stuff that happened to Snyder of why he had to step away and all that.
Yeah, and plus we kind of get even those billboards and that bus station board and flyers. Is that the truth? Is we're trying to give awareness on the real fact about Justice League, and we're also showing about the watch out for suicides that's happening around America, teens with.
Because again, you never know what a person is going through.
No,
you never know. You might think a person, and you never know what's happening behind closed doors and all that, or what's happening with that person,
or anybody in social media.
Yeah. It's trust me. It's a lot of stuff that sometimes people are just so mean, and it's like I don't understand how somebody can be so mean to a person, especially if they don't know that person. You never know what a person is going through. That person can be on the last, in the last step of doing something stupid.
Yep.
And that can happen to anybody. It's not about some people. Anybody can be going through anything.
Yeah.
We at the end of the day, we're only human.
We are all human, and we can't even.
We're only human. That's so there's so much a person can take sometimes. But that's why we have to learn to be better for each other, and be there for one another.
Yep, and also we all need to realize is that we're all just adults in our late 20s, mid 20s, early 20s, and 30s, in any age,
and it don't matter about the age when it comes to that. No, anybody can be going through some stuff.
Aren't we all?
A child or an adult can be going through so much. You never know.
Yeah. What it matters is just that we all have to be human, and we all have to respect one another.
Yeah,
Not,
exactly.
not,
Exactly.
not acting like, not like, people who lives in Twitter for the rest of their lives acting like that. No, it's just like we all been through a lot of stuff, including some people has been calling each other on Twitter like names and calling them liars. It's like,
I can
dude,
stand that. Like we're better than that. It's like
we're lighter, man.
it's like I'm at least for the past couple of years I have learned to try to ignore stuff when it comes to people like that. It's like the best thing you can do is you can try to talk to somebody and keep them info, because people talk crap about research, but then they want to call you names because it's not going their way. You know, it gets to the point that I'm like, okay, you know what? It looks like you're never gonna lose. Like, yeah, I'll give you the win, so you can be happy. But I don't want to fight because I'm too old to be fighting, especially with a person that I don't even know. Because who I can even, I don't even know who I'm talking to on Twitter. If I'm talking on the other side of that message, could be a little kid, just talking crap. I'm not gonna go off on a person that's probably a child because you never know.
No, not not at all. I mean, it's just like saying that it's like we just saying that like I did not want to have a conscience that I managed to hurt a kid or a teen at all. It's just not very. It's
We
just
just we just
very
need to
terrible.
be more responsible when it comes to one another. We I know we can be better. You know,
Yeah,
that's just the thing. It's just something that, of course, not everybody's on the same page, but I know, I just know that we all can do better.
yeah, we
But
can.
it starts from somewhere. It's like when you fight fire with fire, it's not gonna do anything. We gotta
No,
we gotta stop doing that. I mean, I'm not saying us, but I'm saying people in general.
yeah, I know what you mean. It's just that we have to use fire with water, not fire with.
Exactly. Yeah. Take that fire out. Take that negativity out. Turn the negative into a positive. You know. Don't This whole thing with especially with this horrible weird year that we're having. Why are we trying to make it worse to ourselves? And it's like it goes back to the movement. We already won. We got the announcement for the movie. We just got a teaser. Why are we still fighting each other inside the movement? We're not even, it's not even people from Marvel fighting us. It's people from the movement fighting each other. Like, what are you guys doing?
I don't know that, dude. I just don't know.
It's crazy to me. That bugs my mind. Like, well, every time it's like every day now since the announcement happened. Uh, I get on Twitter and just somebody just talking crap about somebody else. Like,
Hmm.
what? And it's from the movement. Somebody talking to another person in the movement, talking, just saying crap. It's just insane. We can do better.
Yep. Yeah, we can. You know what's so interesting about the episode? You know what's interesting about one thing about okay, that that portrait of the dark side portrait, or should I say Uxas?
Yeah.
It's interesting. We notice is that somehow it's funny how we seen the real colors there, and it feels like it's like the real Zack Snyder's history lesson, because this is exactly what Zack Snyder would use the color.
And I don't think that I don't. Oh, when they showed uh Dark Side at the end of that teaser, that's not final either.
No, it feels like he's still. It's like
That's still getting work on. Uh, you know, Again, I mean, even though that's not even a finished footage, it already looks better than what
yeah,
we got.
yeah.
You
He's
know, because
looks
the
way better.
colors don't look too bright. The thing with what they released before, the color was just too. It was orange, but it was just too orange. Like, it was way too bright. It was like it was like a freaking color. A coloring book for a little kid. That's the way the movie looks.
Yeah, it feels like too orangey as it is, and
And
also
you can tell the difference already when you compare the videos. It's a
you
huge
know
difference.
you know what's so funny is that I noticed somehow the quality from the HDness when I'm trying to look at YouTube.
Yeah.
It's over 720 pixels, but I feel like he's still finishing to get the HD qualityness, like trying to get it like to get it to 1080 to the 4K HD.
Yeah, and I don't even think that's even the real color palette that what we got, because from what I remember in the first trailers that was from him, back
Blue.
in 2016, it was more blue than orange.
Yeah, it was.
So again, I don't think this is just a tease. That's all. But I don't think that's nothing final. If anything, we'll probably get something more final when it comes to the DC fandom in August. We're probably gonna see the difference there when it comes to color palette and all that.
And one thing I hope is that I hope WB man, HBO Max could go every platform of the platform HBO Max should be. Like I don't have a an Apple TV. I just only have a Roku TV set.
You don't have any system like an Xbox?
No, but it's just that
But I mean that's where I have the HBO Max, which is a little annoying because I gotta turn my Xbox on to get on that. So they're gonna have to put that on Roku because that's pretty much where everybody has now.
Roku and Fire Stick. Fire Stick.
That's what they're gonna have to go that route, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why this movie's coming out next year. Because if anything, this movie could have probably been possible coming out this year that we know of. But I think they're just waiting for a better release for this app to be worldwide because they know the fandom is worldwide. It's not only here. So it will be pretty messed up to release a movie only here when the movement is worldwide.
Yeah, and plus it needs to be, ultra HD, man, like very ultra HD.
Oh, I think it's gonna be 4K. So that's another thing because they already teased HBO Max supposed to be 4K HDR. It's supposed to support that. It doesn't support that right now, but probably in the next couple months we're gonna get that. I'm hoping because I really wanna. Again, I'm gonna get ready for this movie because I mean, if I'm not gonna be able to see this movie in theaters, I need to get a bigger TV. I really want to get ready for this movie.
Or
I need to get me a system. I would love to get a projector, but my apartment is not that big for that. So I just need a bigger TV for my room.
Yeah, and also either I want to get, and I define I would rather wait to get the Justice League film to be out in HBO Max. And one thing, dude, I hope HBO Max also decides to release the Snyder Cut on the Blu-ray way.
Well, that's another thing. It's another theory going around, and I believe it. I think the movie is gonna have different versions when it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray, because it will come out on DVD and Blu-ray. That's my belief. But I think once it comes out in DVD, on Blu-ray, you're gonna have the option to watch it as a movie or to watch it as a show. Like, what do you think about that? Because I think it's probably gonna be a show on HBO Max. But I think the moment they release that on this, Snyder's gonna have a movie version on Blu-ray.
Oh, like kind of like like for example, like back then we had like It, the original 1990s one. It was like,
and then they turned that into a movie, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that it's gonna be like that?
Because it's like, I mean, think about the Hateful Eight. The Hateful Eight is a movie, and they turned that into a. That's the same movie they have on Netflix, and they turned it into a show on Netflix. It's the same movie, but they broke down the movie into episodes, and I believe that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, that's if the movie's gonna be a show, because we don't know that either for sure either. That's not confirmed. That's if gonna turn it into a show, which I mean, I'd rather have a movie because I'm more of a movie person. But I mean, either however we get this, I don't mind. Another thing is, I think why they will turn it into a show. I think that was Zack Snyder's idea, because he knows with a show he can do more. That's something we gotta think about too. With a show you can you can get more. I believe that's how he's gonna get his additional footage and all that. And on top of that,
Oh, I see.
And on top of that, you know, if it becomes a hit, that will be another season. You know.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like, he's trying to give us like excitement one episode after another one.
Yeah, yeah, because I think I probably the way that works, the rating will probably be higher as a TV series, you know, than a movie. So getting the ratings, you know, the same way they got the ratings for Game of Thrones, you know, that's how that show became so huge. That's probably what they're going for. Because again, this is HBO, you know, so
Yeah,
connected.
I see what point you mean.
Makes a lot of sense, you know.
And not to mention is that, apparently, once you go to DC Comics, apps, the app is that you could only see one episode on a week. But
What are they gonna do with that app? To me, I feel like they should just put the app on. They should like turn off the app and just have it as a HBO Max.
yeah, I think
Because I don't know. To me, that app is trash. I mean, I'm a DC fan, you know, and I just never got into it. I tried the app, but everything I was looking for in the app they didn't have. You know,
yeah, they had no.
I was looking for like the Dark Knight trilogy. They didn't have that there. You know, they didn't have Man of Steel. They didn't have BBS. You know, I believe they didn't even have Watchmen on the app. It's like, wait, this is a DC app with nothing DC in it. Like, why the hell would I want this app for?
I don't know either, dude. But it's like you cheated on us. Like, we all want to see the movies we want to see, like the R-rated ones, the good ones, and the every DC film that was made. But
to me, I take it as if you make a DC app, you should have everything DC related in the app.
Yeah,
not just some stuff, but that's what people are paying for. People are gonna pay for, you know, it's like getting a Marvel ad, and they don't really have all the stuff from Marvel. That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make sense at all. And also, one thing is that the only thing that's so bad about the DC app is that you have the DC Daily. Now it's gone, and also the Titan series. If you've seen Titan series, it's just gone a little downhill.
And didn't Harley Quinn get canceled, or is that still on?
I don't know, dude. It's just that I haven't heard about that, but I'm guessing people.
I like that show. I only saw like 2 or 3 episodes, but again, I don't have the app no more because I just canceled that. So.
But let me tell you this about Harley Quinn, animated series, is that Harley Quinn, the animated series, felt like, like, how would you rather have this kind of way over, the dumb version of Birds of Prey version? I mean, it feels like it's
insane. But it's crazy now. I mean, you haven't heard the rumors now because apparently now Birds of Prey came out like they're gonna be on the DC fandom. Like, are they gonna announce a sequel to that, or are they gonna do something else? I mean,
yeah,
I just hope they don't really overdo it with Harley Quinn. Like, don't stop overdoing her character when we still haven't have a Joker in this, in this DC universe.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, it's just that I'd rather have Harley Quinn, not too much to Harley, and have the Gotham City Sirens.
That yes.
I mean,
that's something I've been waiting for. I'd rather have that. I mean, again, I don't mind Birds of Prey when it comes to comics and all that, but they need to do that right first, because what they did with that movie, that was just trash.
It was just really messy.
It was very pointless, and it was a very bland movie. That movie came out, and I don't even remember that movie. I've seen it once, and that's it.
The only thing I'm very disappointed is there's no Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, or Oracle. It's like, one thing we know who.
Again, exactly. That's exactly my point. Like, let's say, okay, you don't have Batman because Ben Affleck is not around for now. But you still have Batgirl, Batwoman. You could have put any of the Robins in that movie. That would have been better right there,
Yeah, but I think Oracle / Barbara Gordon would have been a better idea.
It would fit more because she fits more in Birds of Prey when it comes to story wise. Second of all,
Jim Gordon, he could have his cameo there. And second of all, Dan Montoya, is friends with Jim Gordon because, she's been in the force like very long time, as, when she was over her 20s being in the Gotham City Police Department.
Again, it just didn't feel like this movie wasn't really connected at all. They really tried to do their own thing. It's like we said before, not even Gotham looks like Gotham in this movie.
It feels like an LA there, dude. It feels like
Yeah.
LA with. I mean, Chicago is like Gotham City, and whatever.
But they didn't even bother making it gothic or dirty looking, you know,
No.
or
And
dark.
When
It
did
was
Gotham?
just so clean and bright looking. Like that is not Gotham. I'm sorry, that's not Gotham.
And when did Gotham ever had that kind of place where the Latino section be like? I mean, that feels like an LA section because I've been to that place before there, like where all the the markets and places go have, dude.
Yeah.
I've been before, and also it feels like it's LA there.
Yeah, because even that scene where she passed the bridge, that's LA, right?
It is LA, dude. And second of all, is that it feels like you're going to this Batman and Robin vibe, not Suicide Squad vibe.
And then it goes back to casting such a great actor to Black Mask to just kill him off. That was just very horrible.
I'd rather have the other ways that his face, burned with the mask on it.
Yeah. It's like they really, I mean, there's no way they can bring him back. He blew up. He
turned to ground beef, dude. He
blew up. Like how are you gonna do that to a character that we at least want to see him, we want to see like Red Hood going after him or something like that. Don't get him killed by Harley Quinn. Like what?
Harley Quinn should not even killed him at all. I'd rather have, like you said, Red Hood to just kill him like in a brutal way.
Again, there's no beef with me and Harley Quinn because I love the character, but they're really trying to make her, like too much. Like they're really pushing her too much towards the audience.
Yeah, and then plus I don't get the point why, like you never explained why did Joker broke up with her. Like it didn't explain that. Like what did she ever do to him to to piss him off?
Again, I feel like all this like the movies that came after BVS, they're gonna make less sense. They already make no sense at all. But they're gonna get worse once Justice League comes out, and if we ever get Justice League, I mean, if we ever get Suicide Squad from David Ayer, all this Birds of Prey and all that stuff is not gonna make any sense.
And one thing, I'd rather have David Ayer do his Gotham City Sirens because one, Harley Quinn would have her own different aspects, relationships with different people.
And they're supposed to have a toxic relationship. That's how they always were, and that's what David Ayer was doing in his version.
Yeah, and I mean,
even when you watch the Batman animated show, they have a relationship, but it's a toxic relationship.
Yeah, I mean, you would know the difference between Harley has different respect aspects with Ivy. I mean,
Yeah.
Ivy has not been the worst part of her. She's been like the good part.
Yeah.
And she's been the one who,
And they always had a thing anyway, so yeah. That's something they can really make work, especially with the times, that we are in now. They can really make those characters work. Like Harley being together with Poison Ivy and all that stuff.
And also, I think the only good for aspect for Harley Quinn's enemy as for Nemesis is Punchline.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Punchline is like a good idea for a Harley Quinn enemy.
Yeah.
Because Punchline is like a darker version of her, and she had her experience in college.
I mean, again, it's I think there's great stuff coming out for DC fans. I think that's I think we're finally gonna go. We're gonna get all the stuff we've been asking for, especially just to actually have a real universe. Have stuff being more connected and just have more stuff than just Batman. Because I'm a huge Batman fan, but to me, they need to stop milking Batman so much. The DC universe has so many great other characters that they can do so much more. They need to stop. The thing with DC is like they're always being too what's the word? It's like they've been too comfortable making Batman movies because he makes the money. I get that, you know, in a business point of view, but you're never gonna step out of that, you know, your comfort zone if you don't try all the characters. How are you supposed to know? Because
I don't.
they never really even try with all the characters.
Yeah, it's like they don't know what to make a new video game. It's like they just go with Batman again, Batman
But
again.
that's the rumor again. There's supposed to be another Batman game again. Like, why? You know, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure I'll probably buy it as a Batman fan, but I want a Superman game. You know, they can do a Wonder Woman game. They can do a Green Lantern game. Stop with Batman. You know,
like we don't want to forget what happened to the 2000 games. You know, those games were just horrible, and they weren't satisfied at all.
And I really feel like if they have the right people to work on a Superman game, they can make it work. You know, there's so much stories you can tell with Superman in a video game.
Yeah, I mean, you could just at least have two things as a way. I mean, have Clark Kent to be playable, then Superman.
Like exactly. Yes. I'd be actually thinking about that. How they could really make, you know, they should take a lot from Spider-Man, the PS4 game. They can actually take a lot from that game and, you know, just make a Superman game. Not exactly like that, but you know, but they can take a lot of stuff from it. You know, take a lot of tips from that. Hey, like you said, you know, they should make Clark Kent playable. You know, have a human story time. You know, and then have Superman story. You know, it's like they can do so much into that game. You know, they can even start the game in Krypton if they want to. You know, that will be epic.
What else? And also for what's it called? Wonder Woman should be like a, how should I say it though? God of War.
God of War. If you make Green Lantern like a Mass Effect game, like a RPG, like, you know, in space, they can make all this stuff work. But again, it's like, it gets me because, you know, we're talking about this. We're over here. We don't even make games, but we have all these great, you know, ideas. It's like, what's going on over there when it comes to studios and all that? They don't think about none of this stuff.
You know what? They should even make an animated film of, you know, the Dark Knights.
Yeah, they can do so much. That's another thing when it comes to, I don't know. To me, the animation when it comes to DC, they've been going downhill in my opinion. At least the quality. I don't know. They've been using like some very crappy colors and quality when it comes to the DC animated movies lately. Like, you know, because we used to get like, you see Batman Superman Apocalypse, the colors, they still look great on that movie. The Dark Knight Returns, you have Flashpoint. You go to older DC animated movies and they look better than what we're getting now when it comes to animated movies. Like, I don't know what happened there.
I don't either, dude, but I feel like J. Levy was a great guy who did those.
Because he did Flashpoint, right? But he did a couple of movies. He did Flashpoint and like 3 more, I think. Don't remember all the names.
I don't either, but truth is, I'd rather have, you know, okay, The Dark Knights directed by our friend named J. Olivia to make that, you know, like this, for example.
I saw the cover. I went to the comic store the other day.
You got that copy?
No, I didn't got me what did I got? Where? All right, so I got me the other 2 volumes for Earth 1 Superman, because I got the first one, so I never had the next 2 after that.
You know, I have those hard copies versions of those.
They had the hard copy. They only had like 1 hard copy, but it was like beat up. So I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna buy that. But it looks better on the hard copy.
Yep. And one thing is that, you know, sometimes I find animated films should have better, you know, details. With
exactly. That was my point with all that. Like we used to get better details and quality when it comes to DC animated, but we stopped Stop that. I don't know. They stopped doing that. I don't know if they on a budget or something.
And you know, one thing that gives me like the idea of how, you know, Scooby-Doo Zombie Island versus Return Zombie Island is that the zombies in Zombie Island look like very like the dead way, but Return Zombie Island looks like so very cartoonish.
I don't. Again, it's like I don't know when it comes to like what do you call it? When it comes to like agreeing with stuff on their side, I don't know who's agreeing with all that. You know, it's a lot of again, Warner Brothers is they do a lot of weird stuff over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would really love to probably be one of those people in a meeting. So be like, what the hell are you guys doing? You know, it's like I want to be a fly on the wall to see how these meetings go because they have done so many stuff at Warner Brothers that makes no sense whatsoever. You know, just the way they cancel all the movies that were coming out. Like, how do you announce all those? Like, you know, you announce Cyborg, you announce Flashpoint, you announce the Green Lantern Corps. Like, you know, that was during the Snyderverse, and you just throw all that stuff away because you didn't like what Snyder was doing because you were listening to critics or bloggers. But look at you guys now. You guys made that mistake, but it looks like you guys going that way now because you know they probably noticed that they were losing fans. They were losing the real fans. And again, the fans are the ones that are making you the money. You know.
Yeah.
You know, not the regular audience, because the regular audience they don't know crap about all this. You know, it's the true fans that's gonna bring the money.
Yeah, and apparently, like getting a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes is just not even working.
That don't mean crap. That don't mean crap. I mean, it's just same guy. You know, he got the good score. Well, what was the box office?
It didn't break a record. It just became a super average.
That ain't make crap, and that's another thing that doesn't make any sense to me because this, you know, I was just, you know, talking to somebody on Twitter. You remember when I was talking to somebody on Twitter talking about how they were trying to make sense how Shazam made more money than made more profit than BVS. Like, huh? Where are you getting these numbers from? Like, do you know how to do? Like, how the hell? Like, pretty much Shazam made profit. Like, the profit was like maybe 200 to 300 million. You know, the profit that BVS made was like 500 million or more on profit. So again, you know, what sounds more to you, 2 or 300 million or 500 million or more?
I see when something that hits like 800 million, that's like a profit, and you manage to hit a record.
Yeah, exactly. And BVS made almost $1 billion anyway. You know, it was close to like 900 million, and on top of that, the sales on DVD and Blu-rays is like 80 million or more.
Yeah, and plus, not to mention, Joker managed to make $1 billion at the same year with Shazam. It's like,
yeah, I don't understand where it's like, you know, it's not me talking out of my butt. You know, I do my research. You know, I go to the box office website and I go to the numbers where, you know, the website that gives you the sales for DVDs and Blu-rays. You look at all that stuff. Shazam didn't make no profit whatsoever. I don't know where these people are saying that Shazam made more money than BVS. Like, where are you getting these numbers from?
I don't either, dude. But the truth is, it's like they want to think that fun will be the future. But the truth is,
it just blows my mind. Like, they think Shazam is a better quality movie than Man of Steel. Like, are you freaking blind?
Joker managed to make $1 billion in 2 months.
Yeah.
It managed to make like, okay, for
and
Joker.
And that's another thing. Talking about Joker. Joker is a dark movie. But why did it make $1 billion? You know, they're over here confused because they think that the MCU formula is the only thing that's gonna make $1 billion, and they're so wrong about that. It's not about the formula. It's about, you know, making the movie for the right people.
Yeah, quality.
Yeah, quality. And I mean, it's not even really about quality either, because I mean, again, you know, a lot of movies has made $1 billion and they're bad. but it's about the audience, having the audience that like that stuff also.
It's funny how Joker managed to get like $1 billion and many awards without, advertisements.
And that was the one movie that the Warner Brothers didn't believe on, because they didn't believe in that movie, because I believe they didn't. It was like a 50% that they were gonna get or less for the profit, because they share the profit with somebody else, because they didn't believe in the Joker. They thought that movie wasn't gonna make no money, and that was karma right there. If anything, that was probably the beginning of some people on Warner Brothers realizing that already our movie will make $1 billion.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the reason why the movie called, Birds of Prey got a rated R film, because, they think.
But with Birds of Prey, I believe it's like Suicide Squad. You know how the first Suicide Squad, they tried to turn it into
PG-13.
They tried to turn it into like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what they were trying to do with that movie. And then with Birds of Prey, to me, I feel like they were just trying to make that movie into Deadpool. Like they don't let people make their own movies. Like don't try to make a DC movie to try to be a Marvel movie. How about you make whatever DC you're gonna make? If you're gonna make a Suicide Squad movie, make a Suicide Squad movie. Don't try to make a Suicide Squad movie thinking that it's gonna be like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's two different things.
They're all different, their own storyways, and they're both different on the character aspects. And second of all, is that there's no main lead in the Suicide Squad. It's that there's big star names there is.
Yeah.
Like, for example, we know Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and Harley Quinn.
But I mean, you're not supposed to really feel good about these people. These are villains.
Mm-hmm.
They're not supposed to be heroes. That was another thing. They were trying to make them heroes in this movie. Like even I remember even the trailers were like the worst heroes ever. And to me, I took that in the wrong way, because they're not heroes. So why would you even have that tagline?
I mean, in the first trailer of the Suicide Squad, like the very first one, it felt like the Dark Knight, atmosphere.
The first trailer for Suicide Squad, that was the real. That's what the movie was supposed to be.
I mean, it felt like
it was gonna be a dark. If they were gonna try to turn it into a little bit of a comedy, it would have been a dark comedy. It wouldn't have been what we got. But it was still gonna be more of a thriller, drama, dark.
More like the Dark Knight vibe all over it. Like, you'd be knowing about Amanda Waller's message. You'd be knowing about Harley Quinn's, life with the Joker. And that somehow, government always does this to heroes and making bad guys look like the bad guy versus not the hero in the version. And they all have their own aspects of what happened to their life.
It's really crazy to me how the DCU started with such a great cast. They had amazing casting when it comes to actors and directors, and they threw all that stuff away. Like, what the hell happened? Like, who made all this decision? And whoever made all this decision and they're still working at Warner Brothers, like, how the hell do you still have a job? You literally have Ben Affleck as Batman. An Academy Award winner director was gonna make a Batman movie, and he was gonna play Batman. And for some reason, you guys got scared and you guys threw a lot away. And according to Jay Olivia, he said like that's the best Batman script he has ever read. What Ben Affleck created.
And Joe Manganiello's, gave an emoji check mark.
Yeah. You remember all that? It's like, this behind the scene people are telling you like that's the best script I ever read for Batman. And to know that we don't know if we're gonna get that or not, that really hurts, man. Like, what the hell? Who made these decisions?
I blame Jeff Johns for all being like a wannabe Kevin Feige. I mean, the real thing is that we don't need to be anything like Marvel. We need to be our own aspect. And second of all, he's like being a hypocrite. like a major hypocrite. Okay, he's producing. He produced series such as Stargirl, and he's producing all these CW shows.
He's more of a TV guy, he is exactly like Joss Whedon. He's a TV person. He needs to stay on low quality stuff.
Yeah, and last but not
Because
least,
again, like they did Green Lantern with him. How the hell did that turn out? Trash.
it became a
Trash. You can
became a
even you can I don't know about you, but I tried rewatching that movie, then that I stopped watching it. I can't even rewatch that movie. That's how bad it is. The quality and all that. That movie looks like a freaking cartoon. Like the hell was I watching?
it doesn't make sense, dude. Why would that lantern needs to ride a ship when he can fly around the galaxy? It's like the logic doesn't make sense, and apparently
why is this so CGI? Like what was the whole thing with all that? Like I don't know. Like especially if they didn't have the what do you call it? If they didn't have the budget or the technology to do those suits back then why even try? Because it looked really bad. When he has the CGI mask on, it looks so bad.
It's like, and you sometimes turn, how Ryan Reynolds' face a little orange there.
Even in the beginning, the first like 2 minutes of the movie, the CGI looks like a freaking video game. They have like aliens walking around, in a planet, and all that is like CGI, but it's like horrible CGI. Like I feel like they didn't have the budget for that movie, and they were trying to make something huge. It's crazy because when they were teasing that movie, during before the movie came out, they were talking all this crap like this is supposed to be the next Star Wars. It's supposed to be something huge. And then when the movie was released, it was like, what the fuck is this? Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know either why, but I feel like Jeff Johns was all over being a dick on Ben Affleck.
I think he has too much ego. I think he's just an asshole when it comes to that, because that's the way it looks.
I wouldn't say that. I would call him like a sociopath he is. I mean, for example, if something that he was dreading about Zach, Ben, anyone who has quality storyline and wants, qualityness, he felt like he felt threatened that they're gonna make better things than me and everybody's gonna be a Feige all over. That's what it's like.
That was just plain wrong. For he was part of that. Or what happened to the universe, to the Snyderverse universe and all that. And I'm not gonna support him. I'm not gonna support that because it was a big problem. The other day when I went to the comic book store, I was about to pick up a book, a Superman book, but I forgot that he was one of the writers. But then when I saw that on the cover, I put that book right back because I'm not gonna buy it. I am not gonna support his name. I'm not gonna. Why am I gonna give him money? He was a big part of what happened to Justice League and all that, and that was just plain wrong. When Zack Snyder, what happened to him and his family, and for him to still mess up his movie like that, like no, I am not gonna support that at all.
Yeah, I'm not gonna support his series or movies at all, or not gonna support his, his comic books or his TV series because one,
he lost respect. He lost my respect.
He really did, and now I feel like he now became our main enemy of a snake he is.
Yeah.
And one thing is, that why the hell is he? If he thinks the Three Jokers is gonna be a hit, I'm like just saying, dude.
Because I'm sorry, to me, when it comes to about all that, it's all about respect to me, and and he lost that. Once you lose, like once I lose respect for a person, that's it. It's not going back, and that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did with the fans and Snyder and all that. Like I don't know how anybody can read what happened, what he did to this universe and still support him. I don't know, but that's not me. I would never do that. I would not support him again.
I wouldn't either, dude. It's just that and plus the Three Jokers is overdue already. It's like I'm not even hyped for it at all. I'm just not even hyped.
Like, dude, I was in the middle of Doomsday Clock. I was like, I was almost, because I wanted to get the whole thing. I think I have like 6 comics from that, and I stopped buying it.
Me, I had 3 issues with that, but after hearing about he ruined Zach's kid. I mean Zach's
Yeah,
Justice.
because again, I
He
did it back
ruined
then. I wasn't sure about that whole thing, but then when I finally noticed that it was really, he had a big part, I stopped buying the comics. I'm just like, nah, I'm done. You ain't gonna get my money. I'm not gonna support you.
And one thing about Jeff Johns is that he's been very silent as after since 2018. It's like he's like not even speaking at all, and he only tweets and
He's hiding. Now he's just hiding because he's a snake. He know what he did, and there's no more. I don't think there's no more hiding because everything came out.
Yeah, we know about said he ruined the film.
I feel like David Ayer coming out and confirming that he was also part of Suicide Squad. I think that was like the last nail. That was the last confirmation right there. Like, yep, it was him.
And don't
Because
forget,
he called him out by name. That was the worst part, So
it's I feel like this is a prediction about Smallville. Remember in Smallville where Clark went to the University of Metropolis?
Yeah.
Remember there was there's this character who's named called Jeff Johns, and apparently he's a villain. He's the bad guy in that episode.
I gotta go back. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually been thinking about going back to Smallville. I love that show. So.
And one thing that's so funny about Jeff Johns is that he only answered like a few questions, but he get like so many questions in one writer, but he just got 12, and apparently we all asked him about the Snyder Cut, but he just like, and I bet he saw those questions, Snyder Cut, he's like, I don't want to answer these. I don't want to answer these. They will know I'm a snake.
Yeah, because he was just on the DC app like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of comments that they had to delete because everybody was like asking him the questions like, it was wrong for what you did and all that, and they were deleting all the comments.
I don't think it wasn't disrespectful for him about the Snyder Cut. It was just we're asking him about the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, we already know you did it. So what are you hiding? At least you can at least be honest.
Yeah, say something about what
at least be like, oh, I thought, if anything, he should be like, I thought I knew what I was doing.
Or tell his.
But I guess I was just wrong. It's okay to admit it that when you're wrong, you're wrong. Again, we're only human.
Yeah, and apparently he just flaked out on us and said and doesn't want to answer it.
No, he was going. He was going for the wrong formula. He was going for the wrong crowd, and it's still, it's a weird thing because, the way Jeff Johns, when it comes to comics and all that, most of his stuff is dark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So why were you trying to turn the DC universe into the MCU when you have Blackest Night? That's like very dark comic.
This time seller.
You have Doomsday Clock and all that. It's like, I don't get it. I really don't get what was the motivation for of why he did it.
I don't either, dude. But the real fact is that Jeff John has been hiding, and he's. And one thing I don't get, like one. It's so interesting fact, dude, is that I got blocked by Jeff Johns, just because I gave him a middle finger.
Okay. I don't know.
I mean, I gave him something that my sarcastic tweet about. I should be happy for him. Like he was just only this kind of way.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think I got blocked by him too. I'm checking. No, he still got me on block for now.
Yeah, it's funny how he blocked me for only 8.
I think I haven't. I didn't went after him like that. Not yet.
Wow, dude.
I
Wow.
know I know Hector was blocking everybody from the movement.
You know, one thing I don't like about Hector is that he's such a big fat hypocrite.
He's another one. He talks. I feel like he don't know crap about his characters, to be honest, because he talks so much crap about how Snyder don't know Superman. Superman's supposed should be like the way he is in Superman 1978. Like that's not. Again, that is Superman, but that was for back then, you know. And honestly, that was a movie version of Superman. You know, what we got in Man of Steel, that was more a more comic book accurate, you know,
And it was trippy
version.
in
Because I mean,
1978.
I think I don't remember who was the name. There was one there was an artist or a writer of a comic book that he even said it. He's a fan of Zack Snyder, and he said Man of Steel is like a true version of, of Superman, straight from the comic. You know, when you go and watch Superman 1978, like what's the title of that movie? Superman the movie. You know, it's literally a movie version for Superman. And it's just crazy that people think they know Superman just from that movie. It tells you how
Like,
these people don't read comics whatsoever. Because I'm sorry, if you think Man of Steel is not a Superman movie, then you don't read comics. You don't know the character.
yeah, not to mention about, and I feel like you have lacked seeing, Smallville back then.
And it was so, and you know, even Man of Steel is still close to Smallville. Like there's a lot of similar stuff to it.
Yeah, and I get the point, like you would have, Superman feeling, very aware of his own
Again,
consequences.
it's an origin. You know, it's Clark Kent. You know, trying to find his way. That's what Man of Steel is. That's why you don't see. That's why the title of the movie is not Superman. You know, it's Man of Steel. You know, it's just.
Because we're not I mean, he's just introducing us, Superman.
And that's another thing. This was a five story arc. You know, this didn't supposed to be you know, like Superman movies one after another. It was supposed to be chapters of, you know, Superman becoming the Superman that we all know and love and all that. Wasn't gonna be like, you know, many other superhero movies when they become the perfect superhero overnight. Doesn't you know, in reality that doesn't work like that.
Ain't that the truth?
But all right, man. Go ahead.
And one thing is that, okay, when you say that, Superman should be seeing kitties and smile, I'm like, this. He has like different emotions. And second of all, if you notice the scene, in Man of Steel
I mean,
where
I don't get it. Is that gonna make the movie? I mean, is that gonna make the movie better for some people to
I don't know,
just to have
but
the one scene? Because
and
you cannot make a whole movie with that.
and one scene where Superman was, was with Jor-El, the hologram Jor-El, and was at, the ship of Zod.
Yeah.
There was a scene, there was that, shot where Superman had a teardrop there. It's like, damn. It's like, damn, he is so raw there. That's emotion. That's very good emotion there.
Yeah.
And if you think everything should be happy and smiley, the real fact, he's
No.
always been
It's
an
about
character.
making this more realistic, you know. And it was a modern take of Superman. But again, I'm sorry, but Man of Steel is like a truer version of, you know, comic book Superman and all that.
Yeah, and plus,
The moment people start picking up comics for Superman and start reading, they will actually, you know, that's gonna be the moment they're gonna realize that Man of Steel was actually a great movie for Superman.
yeah, it's a quality one, and we
Yeah.
all left satisfaction
I
on.
was very happy, man. The very first day I went to see, because Man of Steel, I was one of the lucky ones I got to see it earlier because I got I don't know if you remember the Walmart tickets they had.
I remember those tickets, dude.
They had like Walmart tickets for like a night before the release. So yeah, I went to, you know, since the very first moment, like the movie became everything to me, man. I was like, holy crap. I've been waiting for a Superman movie exactly like that. and Snyder did everything with it.
I was so hyped seeing Superman, the Man of Steel film when I was in theaters on the first day, like on the Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
And I was like so pumped, and I was like so amazed by the film, and I was satisfied. I mean,
I don't get tired of the movie, man. I can watch the movie almost every day.
and also I was waiting to get it on Blu-ray.
Yep. Yeah, I think I went right away to Walmart to get the steelbook. That's my thing. I have a steelbook problem with movies. Uh, but yeah, man. I think I should probably cut this out. It's been a while. It's been like what, an hour, 2 hour already.
Yeah.
But anything you want to say before we go?
I hope you managed to read the Dark Knight's Death Metal 1, dude, because this is just damn good.
But again, do I have to read something before that, or is that like the very first one?
Maybe you could read the Dark Knights, where it has the killer, the Batman Who Laughs, and possibly the.
Because I mean, this is all I have from that. That's from the same universe, right?
Yeah, it is part of it, and also I think you need to read the Death Metal. I mean, not the Death Metal, the Dark Knights.
So
story.
they should have volumes by now, right? If anything.
Yeah, several ones.
I think that's gonna be the easier way, because I probably won't even be able to find single comics for that already, because that's been out for a while now.
And also, dude, I'm telling you, it's just an amazing story.
Nah, it looks very wild. So that's why I want to get into it. And then you show me that picture of Wonder Woman, I'm like, oh man, she looks crazy.
And one thing they should also, always prefer to have Ben Affleck to fight against is also the Batman Who Laughs.
Like Affleck?
Yeah, Affleck versus the Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah. Again, I think there's great stuff coming. Especially that at the DC fandom, I think that's gonna be 1 month to remember. One event to remember. There's gonna be so much happening there.
And also, if you have not, heard about the news, is that somehow we're getting another thing to trend about is that have Ben Affleck's Vision tab to come in from hbomax.
Like do a show.
A project of hbomax or whatever for Affleck.
Yeah, I think it will work more. I think it will work better either do a series with from the script from Ben Affleck. Because to be honest, if they do a series, he won't even have to direct the show, and that would probably be easier for him.
I think the only best thing you rather have her Affleck is that if it had different directors and he had a good team. For
That's
example,
what I'm saying, because if they do a series, they will have different directors per episode, so he won't have to, it won't be as hard, because again, it has to be really hard for him to play the character and direct all that stuff.
One thing he should have is Zach, David Ayer, Galvin, and himself to direct each episode, and also
have
Jay Olivia, and also our friend named Chris Terrell to make it the script.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Again, I think his script is already done, though. I don't think he needs help with the script.
Yeah, maybe not that, but Chris Terrell can get producer's credit.
Never know. Again, this stuff coming. Now we wait. At least we still have a month for Justice Con, which is still like 5 weeks. So, but I mean, at least we don't have to wait until August for something.
Yeah, August is just very long as hell.
That's 2 months away, literally. Oh, damn.
And we just had to, prepare ourselves that's coming in July and August.
Yeah.
That's happening right now.
And again, I mean, who knows? Who knows what we might get in the coming weeks before all this? Never know. No, knowing Snyder, we never know with him. He loves to tease a lot, so.
Yeah, not to mention he just can post anything he wants
at any time. It's his movie, and again, I mean, I believe the rumors that he has a bunch of teasers already, ready to go.
Now I'm pretty sure some of the cast would post something from their Instagram, Facebook, and
Yeah.
Twitter pages. And I'm pretty sure they would post something there soon.
We'll see.
So have
All
a good
right,
night.
man.
Have a good night, dude.
Take care, man. Anytime, whenever you're free, we can make a video. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure once we start getting these trailers and teasers for Justice League, we're gonna have to make way more videos. All
Yep.
right, man. Take care. All right.
You too.
Later.